This episode is brought to you by Cash App. When personal finance connects you to both your funds and the stuff that matters, that's money, and that's Cash App. You know what else is money? Using it to request the $50 your weird cousin owes you. Actually finally getting that $50. Coffee and good stoneware mugs. A painting that makes you feel something. A comprehensive skincare routine. And of course, green chicken wings. That's money. That's Cash App. Download Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today to add your cash tag to the 80 million and counting.
Marge Simpson's Wasabi Buffalo Wings?
Oh, an Eastern twist on a Western New York favorite. These wings are going straight to my thighs, and I say bon voyage.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week I got a whole lot of chicken, specifically whole chicken wings, and we're well past overdue for a refresher on how to break those down. For those of you who remember 2017's lemon pepper wet video, this is an whole chicken wing. To break this down into its more familiar parts, we're going to locate the joint between the drum and the wing, cutting down through the skin to the joint, breaking the joint open, and cutting between the bones, repeating with the wing tip until you have 3 distinct chicken pieces. Easy as that. Now all you gotta do is repeat it 24 times. Now with this much chicken, I'm not just going to fry it up and paint it green. I'm going to try out a bunch of things with it. So I got the wings and drumettes here, and the wing tips can be prepared, but I like them better for making stock. Now onto my scientific process, which is less scientific and more of a process. I'm starting by simply patting dry and lightly salting some wings to be stored on a wire rack set in rim baking sheet uncovered in the fridge. This should desiccate the skin and help make it more crisp. Next up, since this is an Eastern twist on a Western New York favorite, I'm making a basic karaage or cornstarch dredge. Cup of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of flour, teaspoon of baking powder, tablespoon of kosher salt, and a tiny whisk. Coming to the rescue to make all of our different powders evenly distributed and homogeneous. Now to coat the chicken, you want to drop it in the dredge and sort of press and massage, making sure that every nook and or cranny is thoroughly coated. Next up, I wanted to try potato starch, but the delivery man brought me potato flakes, and I was like, hey, that could work. Same formula as before, but with instant mashed potatoes instead of cornstarch. Now since these guys are big and flaky, I'm going to make sure to really press it onto the surface of the chicken. I have no earthly idea what this is going to do, but fried potato flakes kind of sounds right to me. So we'll do this and we'll fry it and we'll eat it. Probably be good. Next and last, since we're well and truly in it, let's try it mode, what about a little bit of both? Combining the cornstarch and the potato flake mixture. I totally only did this to use up the extra space on the tray. I doubt that it will have any bearing on my findings or that I will have any findings at all, but it does produce a pretty platter of poultry. So over here we got plain skin, next to that the lightly seasoned cornstarch dredge, then the potato flake dredge, and then whatever this is on the end. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited, especially because this is an experiment within an experiment, because I'm going to desiccate these guys in the fridge overnight, and I'm going to try making them day of to see if there's any difference. Next up, obviously we gotta talk sauce. What really buffaloes hot sauce is the butter, usually in a ratio of 2:1 Frank's Red Hot to butter. Things like garlic or Worcestershire sauce might be added, but the basic framework for us to work within is thus. The first and easiest move is to buy some green hot sauce and buffaloify it. But the sauce isn't just green, it's wasabi sauce. So we need to add some wasabi paste that's coming out of this tube weird for some reason. I'm gonna start with about a tablespoon and adjust the taste once I've added the butter. So let's see how this turns out. I cannot imagine this is gonna be anything good. It's not bad at all. It's actually very good. Like to the point where I'm ready to stop here. It is wasabi buffalo sauce incarnate. So moving on, let's obviously make our own green hot sauce from scratch. As you can see, I have assembled here before you every kind of green pepper except, oh my god, did I forget the most perfect pepper for this situation? One of my favorites that's green, spicy, flavorful, and Japanese? That's right, shishitos. Ultimately, I want a sauce with a nice balance of flavor and heat, and since only about 1 in 10 shishitos are spicy, I'm adding about 5 or 6 jalapenos for heat, plus 1 poblano pepper and 2 Italian frying peppers. Before these guys head into the broiler, we're going to take off their stems, realize that our fridge door has been open this entire time, go back and fake the final stem being ripped off, and the audience will never be the wiser. These guys are headed under a broiler set to maximum power. About 5 minutes or until deeply charred but not blackened on one side. Flip everybody over, put them back underneath the broiler, and repeat. Now you want to take off any skin that is like fully carbonized, like shiny black, to prevent any acrid or bitter flavors, but most of these guys are good to go straight into the blender, where we're going to make a pepper mash, and like it or not, with this particular lens, you're going to see some face. I'm also going to add 3 or 4 garlic cloves, and I'm starting with half a cup of distilled water. Why distilled? Because once we've ground this up in our blender or food processor into what I think is rather an attractive paste. We're going to ferment it, or more accurately, I'm not going to ferment it, but you might want to. Simply fill a sanitized jar about 3/4 of the way with pepper paste, cover with a cheesecloth or a sheet of paper towel, and then somehow, even though you don't have any rubber bands or string, you need to affix it to the jar. In a pinch, a USB-A to USB micro cable will work. Then let ferment at room temperature for anywhere from 7 to 21 days. I'll let you guys know how this stuff works out in a few weeks on Instagram. For now, we're pretending that our still delicious pepper paste is fully fermented, adding a half cup of sushi rice vinegar and a tablespoon each, soy sauce and fish sauce. This is to about 2 cups worth of pepper paste, which we're now going to blend into as smooth as possible a liquid, adjusting with more vinegar as necessary until it is pourable. We're straining out any solids through a fine mesh sieve, adding a generous squeeze of wasabi paste, 2 to 3 tablespoons depending on how much you want your nose to hurt, tasting for seasoning, and this stuff rocks. Shishito wasabi hot sauce is, I wish I could airmail you each a bottle of this stuff, but this is the only bowl of it in existence. A little more vinegar for a Frank's-like consistency, and we're ready to start frying. I got our overnight wings, our day of wings, and 2 quarts of peanut oil heated between 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Add the wings and fry for 5 to 8 minutes until golden brown and crisp. Now, something that I found out right away is that the potato-coated chicken browned more quickly and more deeply than its non-potato counterparts. As you can see, both the potato flake batch and the half and half batch browned more significantly and developed a cragglier surface. Cornstarch versions are a little paler but still nice and crisp, and the only wings that seemed to benefit from an overnight rest in the fridge were the naked ones. Not only are the potato-coated wings really crisp, their faster cooking time means no overcooked chicken. But how do they sauce? Potato coating is great on its own, but not so great with the sauce. It gets a little soft. But on its own, it adds almost like a French fry flavor to the chicken, so there's a strong case to hang on to that for the next time you're making fried chicken. But now it's time to see how our green pepper sauce buffalo-fies. I'm tossing it with the good old-fashioned skin wing, which really held up the best of the sauce. Is it neon Nickelodeon gack green? No. Is it a really genuinely good wasabi buffalo wing? Yes. It entered the coveted cleaned and separated bone club. But hey, why not? That was cool. Why not add that brighter green wasabi stuff that we made earlier? It didn't add much to the flavor, but it didn't hurt it that badly either. But even with that addition, just a warning, probably gonna have to Photoshop the thumbnail on this video. Because once we've sauced and tossed all of our wings and arranged them into not quite the same pattern as Marge had them, but close as I can get, you will see that they're a bit of a brownish kind of green. A little less accurate, maybe a little more appetizing looking, and 100% delicious. Just gonna walk very slowly and make sure that nobody notices the huge bald spot in the back of the plate. Thanks again to Cash App. That's money, that's Cash App. Download Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today to add your cash tag to the 80 million and counting.